the ultimate adventure tool, with all the storage to hold even more adventure tools. The all-new, adventure-ready Bronco Sport.
We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks, the leader in off-road shock technology.
The finishing touches of any off-road vehicle are the things you add to make it your own. That's why we've developed a full collection of over 70 Polaris-engineered accessories specifically designed for Pro R. Polaris. Think outside.
Yeah, I got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound, group up.
At 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good little driver, straight on through.
Welcome to Baja, California. Our unique blend of cultures, cuisines, and historical influences create surprising combinations and unexpected delights around every corner. We welcome you with the most revolutionary cuisine in Mexico, complete with a sky full of magical sunsets. Welcome to the million-star hotels. If you're looking for something astonishing, we hold the most important wine regions in all of Mexico, next to the best tacos in the world. Welcome to our own revolutionary and delicious version of Chinese food. Here, the sublimely unexpected is our norm. It's our pleasure to welcome you to our beautiful state, Baja, California, where everyone is always welcome.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are here with the Method Race Wheels Baja 400 Qualifier presented by VP Racing today. We have a new guest on stage. There's 3 of us now. Mr. Dan McMillan.
How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Glad you could join us today.
Thank you. I had to cancel a tea time to make it, but I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're glad you could do it. You can always go play golf later.
Friday.
On Friday, okay.
Fridays.
All right.
Fridays.
And then, of course, we have Nick Eisenhower back. He was here with us earlier. If you guys didn't join us, he is here. And we're getting ready to do some trophy truck qualifying. We had the trophy truck specs go earlier today. It actually went really fast. So we blew through that thing. I think it took less than just about an hour to get everybody qualified. We didn't see anybody have any issues. It was really smooth. So now you can see down here, they're getting staged. Everyone's done their pre-run lap. They're getting re-racked, and we might have 1 or 2 more cars go out on a pre-run lap here, but about 12:15, we're being told, is going to be the start of the timed runs, and it's going to be Bryce Menzies that is first off the line at 12:15. It's going to be the same course as earlier. The top time earlier was actually really fast, and I just forgot what it was.
6 minutes, 17 seconds.
6:17, that's right. It was about, was it 9 seconds or something faster than the second place?
5 seconds.
5 seconds? It was huge,
yeah.
Huge gap for trophy truck specs. So we're going to see how that holds up today with these trophy trucks. But Dan, what do you think? Usually you're down here getting ready to go right now. What's it like being here instead?
Oh, this is exciting because I get to see it from your guys' point of view and from the people at home watching. It's a little bit bittersweet not being down there, but the reason that I'm not racing is because my wife and I had our daughter on September 1st, a healthy baby girl, and I decided when I found out we were pregnant that I wasn't going to be racing this race, just looking at the timing of it, and leaving for a week to Baja with a 6- and 7-year-old boy and a newborn just wasn't going to math out. So I decided to stay back. My cousin Andy is going to be starting a truck for us on my behalf for the Baja 1000, and that's really the only race that matters to me personally is the Baja 1000. So we're excited for the Baja in November.
Well, congrats on the new baby.
Thank you.
Have you been getting any sleep?
I have. I have. It's my wife's been a rock star. She's been a complete badass. She's been killing it. I wake up if I can, if I do wake up, and help as much as I can. But we're happy. Baby's healthy and happy, and let's go racing.
Perfect. All right. Well, I think we have a top 10 starting order here, or some of the starting order we can put up on the screen here. So first off the line is going to be Bryce Menzies in the number 1. Second is going to be Dallas Luttrell, followed by Kevin Thompson. Then we have Cameron Steele, which is actually going to be Josh Daniel driving that truck today, we're told. Tracy Poole. We're going to have Toby Price in the 6th off, and Toby is driving. We got Ruben Torres, Mikey Lawrence, and Sam Baldy and Tracy Graff, and that's actually Justin Bean Smith driving. We're told today in the Graff truck,
which is
right?
pretty exciting. Yeah, and that Graff truck is that all-wheel drive converted racer truck. They've been running all season with some pretty solid luck. I mean, at least getting the truck around the track, getting to the finish lines, and I'm excited to see how Bean does in the all-wheel drive truck qualifying. We know that guy can drive the wheels off of literally anything, so to see him out here in this truck, running the truck that he preps and all that stuff, very excited to see how he does.
Yeah. This is what the course looks like. What do you think when we look at the course here, Dan? What do you think about that course?
Well, I see a lot of familiar terrain that we typically run leaving town, the Baja 500 and the Baja 400 and the Baja 1000. So we've seen these roads before, and like we saw with the trophy truck specs, a short course driver is going to be really good on these roads. They're slippery, they're a little bit graded, and I think this has Bryce Menzies' name written all over it. I think it's a great race course, a great qualifying course for him. We saw with Trey Gibbs laying down a 6:17, blowing second out of the water by 5 seconds, which in qualifying is a significant amount. And I think this has Bryce Menzies written all over it. Of course, Toby Price, always fast behind the wheel, and I think this is going to be an interesting qualifier. You got Tavo, you got Luke, you got Alan Impudia, you got Pavorti, a lot of strong names. And like you said, Justin Bean Smith, a short course racer in an all-wheel drive. This should be exciting, and
yeah. It's going to be exciting. We're just about, about 10 minutes away from the first car off the line. We got a couple guys still out there on course. Everyone goes out, they do the 5 miles, they get to mark it, they come back. Hopefully you marked it correctly. Now, Dan, when you're sitting on the start line here, how hard do you think most of these guys are driving today? Like, are they all trying to get the number 1 spot, or do you think there's only a handful of drivers that maybe know like they really have a shot at it and everyone else is trying to drive conservative, or what do you think? You got an extra day too, because it's Wednesday now, so you have an extra day to work on the truck if you need it. Do you think that matters at all to anybody?
Well, I think the mentality of the 400's completely changed with now that you don't have to, how you finish this race doesn't matter for where you are with the Baja 1000. So I think this is really going to be an all-in, all-out race here. I think this is a total Baja 500 type mentality where you want to qualify in the front, you want to race as hard as you can. You're not so much concerned about where you finish because you're going to get to qualify at the Baja 1000 in November. But I do think this is going to be like any other race. I think the typical top 5, top 6 guys are going to be up there. I think guys are going to charge hard, and of course, clean air is huge down in Baja. It looks like there's a bit of a breeze. Maybe it'll hold for another 3 or 4 days, but yeah, like you said, we have an extra day. So an extra day, extra 24 hours to work on your vehicle is huge, and we're not too far from home. So you could go home and grab some parts if you had to. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. And this is the new qualifying track. At the old qualifying track in Ojos, a lot of teams would go down there and practice, and we've done it over and over many years. This is completely new, so we'll see if the nerves and the notes work out.
See how it goes, huh? All right, well, we're just a few moments away. We're going to go to a quick commercial, and then when we come back, we will be just about ready to go live for the Score Method Race Wheels Baja 400 qualifying of our trophy trucks and our trophy truck legends. So stay tuned and come back just a couple minutes, and we'll see you here.
The ultimate adventure tool, with all the storage to hold even more adventure tools. The all-new, adventure-ready Bronco Sport.
Of off-road racing dominance, proprietary patented race technology, proudly made in the USA, unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks, the leader in off-road shock technology.
Thank you.
I got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound group up.
At 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good little driver, straight on through.
Welcome to Baja, California. Our unique blend of cultures, cuisines, and historical influences create surprising combinations and unexpected delights around every corner. We welcome you with the most revolutionary cuisine in Mexico, complete with a sky full of magical sunsets. Welcome to the million-star hotels. If you're looking for something astonishing, we hold the most important wine regions in all of Mexico, next to the best tacos in the world. Welcome to our own revolutionary and delicious version of Chinese food. Here, the sublimely unexpected is our norm. It's our pleasure to welcome you to our beautiful state, Baja California, where everyone is always welcome.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Score Method Race Wheels Baja 400 Qualifier presented by VP Racing Fuels today. I am Austin Fish-Farner, joined by Dan McMillan and Nick Eisenhower today with you guys, bringing you this coverage. We're having some fun up here. We are waiting on the first truck to go off the line. They're going to go at about 12:15, we're being told. And, you know, Dan, this is your first time up on the set. We talked to you a little bit earlier. Why don't you tell us a little bit about these trucks we're going to see today? For people that maybe aren't too familiar with the trophy truck, a lot of these are, most of them are a Mason all-wheel drive truck. We'll just start with there. That's what you have.
Yep.
What is, you know, tell us a little bit about the truck.
They're expensive. They're very, very expensive. No, these Mason all-wheel drive trucks, they're incredible. They completely built by Neil and Robert Mason up in North County. I think they're in like Temecula area.
Yep.
There are a lot of them. 5 years ago, there was maybe 1 or 2 of them, but now it seems like half the field are Mason all-wheel drives. You know, all-wheel drive trophy trucks. That's really the best I can explain it. Is they're extremely fast. Kind of hard to explain unless you've actually been in one, but.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of them now, and a lot of guys are now converting their 2-wheel drives to 4-wheel drives, like we talked about earlier, Justin Bean Smith and the Tracy Graff truck. Bean cut the front end off that thing and put a front diff on there and said, let's go play with the big boys. So,
well, now, by what you just said is that people are converting them. How much difference is it? You've driven both a 2-wheel drive and an all-wheel drive truck. How much faster is an all-wheel drive? Is it worth converting like that? Like, do you have to do that to keep up now? What do you think? Why are we seeing people do that?
It's significantly different. It's actually deceivingly fast because with a 2-wheel drive truck, when you're going at speed, you know, the fronts aren't grabbing to the ground, so the hood is starting to lift. So at over 100 miles an hour, you start to get that lifting sensation with the truck with the hood. With the all-wheel drive, you're completely planted because you have not only the weight of the front diff and all the axles and that stuff, but the tires are grabbing the ground. So you don't think you're going that fast, but you look down, you're doing about 90, 100. Where you might think in a 2-wheel drive you're doing about 50 or 60. So it's deceivingly fast. The corner-to-corner speed is a lot faster than a 2-wheel drive, and you don't have that back moving around as much. So it's really planted. So, you know, I think that's the best way to describe it. It's deceivingly fast.
Yeah.
Unless you actually know how fast you're going without looking at a GPS, you might not even know how fast you're actually going. So it's easy to make a mistake.
Do you think that is the biggest advantage, is the corner to corner between the all-wheel drive and the 2-wheel drive? And do you think like maybe like in the bumps and all that, are they kind of similar-ish, or is it mainly just turn to turn is the big advantage?
I think turn to turn is the big advantage. I think in the long high-speed roads, like we see at like Vegas to Reno and those types of races, I think the 2-wheel drives are faster.
Yeah.
The all-wheel drives don't like the high speed. I think you know, I think I've done 140 miles an hour on the pavement at the start of the Baja 500 before. But other than that, these trucks don't like to go that fast at top speed. However, from 30 to 80 in the corners around Mike's Sky Ranch, that's when these vehicles are really, really fast.
So now looking at what, because obviously you didn't pre-run or anything, but you know the track and you know the course, and you've probably talked with your brother a bit. Do you feel that this course is catered more to an all-wheel drive truck? Or do you think maybe it's so tight and technical that it's an even playing field?
I think every race in Baja is catered to an all-wheel drive truck. I think the courses have gotten more and more rough. They've gotten, you know, seems as though we're being limited to where we can race now. We're making a lot of new lines that are, you know, getting bushwhacked, and they're tight and twisty, and they open up, and I think the all-wheel drives end up getting faster. But I think, like I said, the wide open races that we see here in the States, I think are faster for the 2-wheel drives, but down in Baja, I think these races are catered to the all-wheel drives.
Makes sense.
All right, well, looking at the entry list, why don't we pick out, this is always fun, let's go through and let's pick out who we think are going to be maybe our top 1 or 2. We got 20 in this class that are qualifying today on the list, so let's just pick 2.
Can we just take Toby Price out and just obviously we just are all kind of assuming that he might be towards the top of this and maybe pick from Toby Price down? Is
Very
that
true,
an
because
option?
last year didn't he smoke everybody by about 8 seconds or something at this one, and he had done a loop,
and
like
a 360 and still got everybody. Yeah,
crikey.
Yeah, right. Pretty crazy.
His words, not mine.
Yeah. So what do you think, Nick? Okay, we'll just take Toby out and just who do you think after Toby?
So I mean, like we talked earlier, like a short course driver I think is going to do very well here on these flat graded style roads from what we've seen earlier this morning. So you got to look at the Menzies, you got to look at the Beans. Yeah, Christopher Pulvardi, I kind of forget about that. That is an option. So I think this qualifier, it's going to be an all-wheel drive truck for sure. I would probably put my money on Bryce for this one, if I had to. If I had money to put on it, it'd probably be Bryce.
Well, I love my brother so much, but I do think this race course does cater Bryce a little bit more, and the short course guys, Pulvardi especially, a young kid, a little bit fearless, and I think he's going to be very, very fast. Toby Price, like we talked about, and we saw last year, the guy's an animal. He guy's a freak. I think my brother's good for 5th and 6th, and I know my brother pretty well, probably better than anyone up here. He doesn't like qualifying first. He doesn't want to be in the front. He wants to be in that 5th, 6th, 7th slot, and I think he's going to be just right there at the end of today. I mean, Bryce, Pulvardi, Bean might be surprising, at least fast. I think a top 5 would be very, very possible for him. Rob McCackern, how do we count him out?
Yeah, the king of short course, really.
The goat,
think about
the absolute goat. Rob's been around Baja plenty of times to know what he's doing. Tavo and Pudia, I mean, there's really a long laundry list of guys here that can get in the top 3.
This is a stacked field is what we're saying basically, right?
I 100%. I just kind of lean, after seeing what I saw earlier and Trey Gibbs laying down a lightning fast lap earlier, I think this caters to the short course guys a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to lean toward either a Bryce, a Pavordi, or a, who was our last guy we talked about?
Maybe?
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
There goes Bryce. Here we go. We are live. That is Bryce Menzies, number 1, first off the line today. So he is on his timed lap. So here we go. We're going to see some action.
Substantially faster and bigger off the first jump than
All right.
anything
I don't
we've
even
seen
think
so
we saw
far
anybody
today.
catch air off that first jump earlier. Yeah.
Holy
That's
smokes.
now that's the difference, like Dan was saying, between 2 wheels and 4 wheels grabbing. You can just, the acceleration gets you going so much faster that when you get to that first jump, your speed is so much higher than earlier, right?
And like we talked about earlier, and maybe a handful of times already, is watch the corner speed. Watch how he slides these and drift these corners like a short course track.
Yeah.
Bryce is very, very fast, of course.
Oh my gosh. It's substantially faster than
now
anything
these
we've
turns
seen
are
yet.
kind of hard, like we were talking about earlier today. There is no berms really on these turns. It's mostly flat track, which once again, the 4-wheel drive is going to really help you when it's like that, because you don't use the berm as much in the all-wheel drive, right? You kind of just get into it and then you get on the gas and it'll pull you through it. Where the 2-wheel drive, you kind of lean into the berm and you need it to hold you in the corner more.
Yeah, substantially faster than the trophy truck specs.
What do you
Bryce
think?
Menzies coming around here looking really, really good so far.
Yeah. What do you think Sector 1 times are going to be? Do you think it'll be sub 3 minutes?
So earlier today, you had to be at a 3:30, right? To be
yeah.
anywhere near the top. 3:30 or right around a 3:30. So we'll see. I think you're going to be, we're going to see a 30-second faster run here, I would think.
So you think 3s?
Probably close to 3 for the first half, yeah.
Well, and if we look at the entry list, Trey Gibbs was toward the back, so that course definitely got faster and faster as the day went on, set a little bit of a groove.
True.
Bryce Menzies being the first 4-wheel drive trophy truck out there, I think the course is in perfect condition, not too rutted out. I would be surprised if we didn't see anything around 245, 240 at the sector.
Something to think about too is we are on a different track than we were this morning. This morning the spec trucks did have those 2 long straightaways with the U-turns in them. It looks like we're on a different run here right off the start, so that could play a little bit of a role in a time change, but
I think it's supposed to be the same.
Is it supposed to be the same?
Yeah,
But did they change the course a little bit between the two?
It looks different in the
map,
graphic.
the
Okay,
map
graphics are off a little bit.
A little off really.
Forgive me, I was a little busy changing some diapers this morning.
There we go. Dallas Luttrell, our second truck off the line, is the 87 out on their time lap, and Bryce is about 2 minutes and 20 seconds into his time, so we'll see if we get a halfway split for him. This is going to be interesting to keep an eye on the halfway splits today. Thanks to Optima for bringing us our live timing today and all race day. It makes a really big difference having live timing. It makes it more fun to watch this, right?
And it gives us something to talk about.
It does. It gives us a lot more to talk about.
Yeah, if you've watched earlier broadcasts,
Yeah.
Fish and I usually just hang out here and talk about what we're watching on TV. Now we got something to actually talk about.
Now we have some data. We have something to make us sound even smarter.
That's a hard thing to do, I think. Yeah.
So next on the line back there, that's going to be Kevin Thompson waiting to go off. He will be in the number 70 and third off the line, always driving with Harley Lettner. We are told that Kevin is qualifying today, so it will be Kevin behind the wheel of the number 70.
And that's a Mason all-wheel drive we talked about earlier. There's two of the first top 3 that have qualified are Masons, so there's a handful of them out here.
There is definitely a handful of them here. So Bryce should be getting a halfway time any time now. I'm surprised we haven't seen him. There it is, 3:14. Okay. So 3:14. Earlier we said you had to be 3:30, so he's right on track to be 30 seconds faster. Total. Overall, yeah. So 15 seconds each half.
Oh, I thought Gibbs was 3:03 at the half.
No, he's 3:20.
Oh, okay. Then my 2:40,
no.
2:45 guess is completely off.
Way out.
That's okay. Well,
again, I blame the diaper changing.
Yeah. But that's still Bryce Menzies we're looking at here. He's got a 3:14 going halfway through the lap.
And it's a lot different to see from the drone, but I don't quite recognize this area that they're running on right now. I know it ties back into the race course, the outbound and inbound race course, but that looks a little bit different than what I'm used to seeing. So not sure exactly where they're at, but Bryce looking fast as always.
Yeah, and this is, now we can mention this to everybody in case you didn't know earlier, this is out at the Rancho Nelson Ranch. This is actually where the start of the race is also going to be. So it's pretty cool. They get to qualify on some of the same course that you're going to be racing on, so when you go to start the race, you've already kind of seen it a little bit. Which you're not allowed to pre-run this prior to that. You had to start your pre-run in the Ojo section,
which makes sense.
Yeah.
So 3 trucks out on the same lap. This is a pretty big lap.
Yeah, it's 5 miles, but they are going about, every minute and a half or 2 minutes they're starting one, it looks like.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're 4 minutes in, so yeah, minute and a half each. Makes sense.
Yeah, about 90 seconds apart. So coming through the trees. Let's see here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, real tight in the tree there. That looked fast. Yeah.
How big do we think Bryce is going to send it here off this man-made hitter?
I don't know. I think he's going to go pretty good, but I think some of the other guys might get a little crazier. I think Bryce is a little bit smarter, you know.
Getting
overall,
wiser in his
just be
age
a little bit wiser, knows that you don't have to go too crazy. But here he comes. I mean, as I say that, he's over there on the side of the course.
I think any man-made jump has Allen and Pudia or Tav over it and all over it.
Exactly. That was
really good jump there.
We were talking about making the downside. Yeah.
He went right. If you notice, if we get that same angle later, he landed right at the blue easy up.
Now
so we can kind of use that for reference to see where other people land later.
Now right here, this turn is in the race, and it tightens up right there. So it seems like you can kind of drift it, but it tightens up right there, and there's a big ledge on your left. So you don't want to hit that with your left front or your left rear or left front. It might send you a funny direction. But Bryce looking
substantially fast.
Looking very
Very fast, yeah. Wheelie Wednesday right there.
All right, this should be one. I think this is the final turn right here. If I'm not mistaken. So we should have a time for Bryce Menzies coming in anytime now.
Yeah, this looks really good so far.
All right, Dallas Luttrell halfway through is at 3:44.
Yeah. So about 14 seconds off our fast times from this morning.
There we go. Bryce Menzies is in with a 5:54. So 5:54.87 for Bryce Menzies, first finisher so far.
Oh, we got the number 16, Cameron Steele off the line, driven by Josh Daniels in the all-wheel drive Geyser truck. Now this is a bit of an older truck. All four wheels do turn, so he's at the advantage needed be.
Yeah, this truck, when Josh and I raced together in the 2020 2000, he used this truck to pre-run for the Baja 1000, and he said he covered a lot more ground than he would in his pre-runner, but it's good to see them in an all-wheel drive.
Yeah, it's good for him to get back out there. He had a big crash in this truck earlier this year at the Snore 250. Everybody was okay, thankfully, but they had to rebuild the truck, and they got it back together, and here they are racing it. Yeah. This truck was also driven by Nasser Al-Attiyah when he came out and raced in Jesse Jones' truck. He pre-ran in this truck for the section. So this truck has had a few different people drive it down in Baja.
Now that truck, was that originally Olgas's truck? Is that what that deal is? I believe.
Olgas bought it from Jesse Jones, I believe, and then Cameron was thinking about it, and then Josh bought it.
Got it.
Musical trucks, as always, in the off-road community.
Horse trading.
Nobody knows where it came from, who bought it, who built it.
You just know who's in it now, right?
Exactly. You just know who's driving it now.
We need timestamps on these things.
Dallas looking like he's putting down a pretty decent lap here.
And Josh may be a sleeper in that truck too. If he has a clean run, he's kind of a little bit of a sleeper pick. Josh is pretty fast.
Josh is not slow whatsoever. He's a veteran. He's been around the sport for quite some time. He is known for his speed in Shyla, his old Class 1 Danzio powered Class 1 vehicle that he used to absolutely cook in.
Yeah.
All right, we have a halfway time for Kevin Thompson in the 70. He's a 3:23. So he's about 9 seconds behind Bryce Menzies at the halfway point.
And that's a good horse to be right behind is Menzies. If you're sitting right behind Menzies within reason, I think that's going to be pushing a good spot for Saturday.
Yeah, like you mentioned earlier, Luke doesn't really like starting up front, and it is a little sketchy starting up front because when you're in the trophy truck class, you start up front. There's no one in front of you. The bikes started way earlier, so you're literally the first car on the road. So you're the first one to come to a local. You're the first one to come to a booby trap. So you do have a little bit. You get clean air, which is an advantage, but at the same time, you also are taking a pretty big risk being the first one on the road in Baja.
Right. And you got to try and figure out your pace. Like if you're first on the road, right, you're the one setting the pace. You don't know who to set off. Am I pushing hard enough? Should I push harder? Are the guys catching me?
Let's look at Kevin Thompson there in the number 70. Another one of the Mason all-wheel drives.
Hard to tell from the drone, but it does look pretty slippery out there.
Yeah.
Real off camber, real slippery.
Yeah, there's a lot of off-camber turns through here.
Very, very dry.
Some of the same areas where Nora used for the qualifying. So this I think that's the last time this got ran as a qualifier was there. But then, like you said, the Baja 500 did run through some of this because you went on some of this yourself.
Yep. It looks to me like they're going to hit that tree every time.
It always
knock everyone's Starlink off. Yeah, this is a section of race course that we race pretty much every Baja 500, Baja 400, Baja 1000. We leave town on this exact same road.
See, how's he do off the jump?
Oh, conservative.
Not to this second
not
blue
to the,
there.
Not to the blue easy up there.
Oh,
it's the second blue easy up.
Uh-oh.
Something must have happened
what happened there?
Maybe a misshift or something.
Looked like he checked up quite a bit for that, huh? Oh, he's going slow now.
Yeah, something seems to be wrong with Kevin Thompson.
Yeah, it looks like he's pulling off to the side of the course
Be
here.
careful, there's a cliff on your left.
Now that is something unique too about these trucks, right? Is the transmissions in a lot of these, right? It's not your typical Turbo 400, obviously, going through the transfer case and into the front diff. So now, what transmission is in that truck?
So I believe that's a Mason-matic. That's a transmission that was built by Robert and Neil Mason. 5-speed, I think it's a 5-speed, maybe a 6-speed, but it's a 5-speed automatic.
Okay.
And for a power plant, he's got a Gibbs Racing engine in that.
Got it.
And here's the...
there we go. Toby Price.
Wild man himself.
Here's the guy himself, yeah, Toby Price, a 46 Mason all-wheel drive truck.
We have a time for Dallas Luttrell in the 86. He's a 6:51.529. Dallas Luttrell.
We got a half time too, a split time too for Josh Daniels at a 3:19, which is rather impressive. That puts him about 4 seconds, 5 or 4 seconds behind Menzies at the halfway point.
Yeah, you give these veteran guys an all-wheel drive trophy truck and you can see what they can really do. I think Rob McCachran's going to be also, you know, actually, as I'm talking about that, I forgot Rob is in an all-wheel drive Inco truck this race.
He is, yeah.
So I do stand by my earlier statement. I think Rob's going to be a sleeper for a top 3 here.
Here's a look inside Cameron Steele, number 16. Josh Daniel driving currently.
That tree is awfully low. I do feel like someone's going to knock it.
It is. It looks really low. Even the in-car looks low, right? It looked really low from the drone.
You see when Toby Price goes through that. Look out!
Yeah.
Now, if anybody's going to hit this jump wide open, it's probably going to be Josh.
Yeah, he's definitely.
I think we're going to get blue easy up. I think we'll get blue easy up.
Let's see. This might be a good angle. It's kind of close to the side. Oh, checked way up.
Pretty good check up there.
Wow. Scrubbed it a little bit.
Wow,
Okay.
Really big checkup.
We'll have a word with Josh after the program.
What a letdown.
Coming up to where Kevin Thompson pulled off.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
That's a shame for
them.
Big bummer for the number 70 there. We saw them pull off the course just a minute ago.
Yeah, there's that ledge I talked about earlier in the race. That turn is a little bit sneaky. It seems like it widens up and then it...
Kevin Thompson crossed the line at 7:42, so something must have hicked up and got it going again to get across the line. But
well, at least they got a finish there.
Right. That does put him ahead of a few guys that are opted out of qualifying today.
Correct.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Wonder who that might be.
We got a little bobble here in this corner, and we got a glitch on the camera.
Double whammy.
Yeah.
That was Josh Daniel coming around the corner there. Should be getting close to the finish line right there.
Should be populating now.
So it says Ruben Torres, but that's actually Mikey Lawrence.
Yeah, Mikey Lawrence there.
Maybe Ruben Torres was a no-show.
Yeah, did we see the 63? We did not, and it does not look like he is going on my timing. So the 63 has not gone so far. It doesn't mean they might not start late. If you have a problem in qualifying or you don't show up on time, you can go at the end of the lap. If you have a problem in your pre-run lap, I should say.
Got time for Josh Daniels driving the Cameron Steele entry. 6 minutes, 9 seconds.
All right, 6:09.672.
Looks to be good for a second place right now.
Yep, second
Still
so far.
very early, but good time, Josh. Yeah, real tough break for Kevin Thompson. I know they put a lot of effort in their program, and Kevin spares no expense to perform at the highest level. It's just hate to see it.
Yeah, it's a bummer. The good thing is they have a couple days before the race. Hopefully it's an easy problem. I mean, they got the truck to the finish line, so it's still moving a bit. Hopefully they can get it fixed and ready to go for Saturday.
Now this looks like the number 78 Tracy Poole driving a Geyser two-wheel drive. The Baja 500, Robert Johnston drove with him.
They went with the no spare route. We've kind of seen some people go with the spares, some take them off, some go full tank maybe. If you were down there today, what would you guys do as far as your fuel and your spares? What would be your strategy on this course, you think?
Well, we try to mimic what we test, and I think a lot of teams, what they do is they go test with two spares, full of fuel, like they're going racing, and then they come to the qualifying course and they take their tires off. Well, you just took about 500 pounds off the back of your truck, so unless you tested it, you don't know what it's going to do. So when we go down testing, we try to mimic what we're going to run qualifying. So we'll run typically one tire. We'll go about 90 gallons of fuel, which is almost full. Sometimes we'll run a little bit of heavier skid plate to get more weight down low, but sometimes it doesn't really matter. You really want to run what the best setup for your truck is and what you tested for, because you don't want to go testing and then take off all your spares, go really, really light on fuel, change the whole dynamic of the truck.
And have to drive it as hard as you can with it like that.
Exactly. No fun. Toby looking really good.
Yeah,
all right, Toby Price, halfway time, new leader, 3:09. 3:09 at the halfway point for Toby Price. No surprise there, though.
Yeah,
that is, what is that, 5 seconds faster than Bryce Menzies was halfway through. So Toby is on pace right now to put down another heater, that's for
This
sure.
could be a blue tarp moment here.
This could
by
be
Toby
beyond
Price.
the blue tarp, yeah. And we also saw a minute ago, we had another truck go off the line. I believe it was the Sambaldi in the 82 was off the line. So we got a couple cars on course. Oh, that's the, we're not going to get to see it. We didn't get the view. That was Toby going over there.
There it is. You got it.
Down there at the blue.
Yellow, good morning.
Good eye, mate. Look
That
at that.
was a good
Nice. Nice, Tobes.
All
There
right.
you go.
He sent it. I think that second blue tarp is the measurement.
I think so,
right?
too.
Like if
I'd
anybody
agree
goes
with that.
past that, they really sent it.
Yeah.
We haven't seen anybody go by
Who
that
we got
yet.
on this list that we think can really get past that? Well, Luke. We got Luke. There's an option. Why don't you put a phone call in?
Polvardi?
Yeah, Polvardi for sure.
Polvardi for sure.
Definitely second awning it.
Justin Lofton. And Pudia.
Yeah.
That's your 3 right there for sure. That
I wouldn't count out Mike Walser either.
Yeah, Walser. Did we say
Walser, yeah.
Valdoza? Tavo might do it.
How do you say it?
True.
Yeah, wrong.
All right, so Toby Price coming around, going to finish his lap. Let's see, Tracy Poole, we got a time of 6:43.4 for Tracy Poole.
We got a time for Toby Price.
What is it?
5 minutes, 49 seconds.
5:49, so new
Holy
leader by 5
smokes.
seconds. The same gap that he had at the halfway point he held, so he didn't gain any time on Bryce at the second half.
Right.
So he was much faster by 5 seconds in the first half.
Yep.
Bryce was exactly the same time as he was in the second half.
Yeah.
So interesting.
And he didn't spin out.
True.
And he didn't spin out this time, yes.
We just saw
that we know of.
That we know of. That was documented. We just had the 58 truck of Tracy Graff driven by Justin Bean Smith take off the line. He's another one of our picks to pay attention to. See how he does.
Mikey Lawrence there, one of the few 2-wheel drive trophy trucks we see nowadays.
And he has a new partner that he's going to be racing with this race. Got Dustin Grabowski is going to be in there for the second half of the race. So Dustin, I don't think Dustin has driven in a trophy truck in Baja. I could be wrong. I don't think he has.
Not that I know of, no. He can wheel the heck out of a spec truck, though, I'll tell you what.
Yes, he can, that's for sure.
And a 5 car, and pretty much anything you put him behind the wheel of. I think they did pretty good in the 11 car at King of the Hammers, too.
And of course, Clay Lawrence in the 85L got Mr. Larry Rosler driving with him.
There it is.
He's pretty good, I think. I think I heard his name a few times.
I think he's
Once or
won a
twice.
race, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Has he been to Mexico before? Is this his
Maybe
first
once or
Mexico
twice.
race?
Just got a passport.
Got it. Expedited it for sure.
Absolutely.
Last minute, you know.
All right, so Mikey Lawrence at the halfway is a 3:37. So 3:37. The 85 at the halfway point. He's coming up to the big jump here.
We got
Let's
a
see.
drone battle.
How far is he going to send it?
Not too
Not
bad.
to the blue, but not bad. Not bad.
Respectable.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Yeah, this right here is the one you keep talking about, right? It's
Yeah.
got a little
right here
gap
is-
in the cliff right there too.
Exactly.
Huh?
Right here, it seems like it's pretty open, and right about there, you realize, oops, it tightens up, and there's a big ledge on your left and a cliff on your right. So you got to be really careful there and not try to overcorrect it and put it down.
Yeah.
Put it up or put it down.
Roberto Romo Jr. here, he likes to send it. Now, you know a little bit about that truck right there, Dan, right?
My brother knows it very well. That is Luke McMillan's 2-wheel drive truck that we sadly had to get rid of when we got the all-wheel drives. Luke wanted to keep it, but knew it was time for a new owner, and Roberto Romo Jr. has done a great job at making sure that truck looks good at the races.
Right. Does wild at qualifying too. What was that? The San Felipe qualifier, 500 qualifier. We went flying through the timing loop.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Spectacularly. Yeah.
He could be a qualifier for a big send off that jump today.
I think so too.
That's definitely
what was that tire right in the middle there? Did you see that? Was that there earlier?
Yeah,
it
it's been
looks
there
like
for a little bit.
Local tire. It's
It
been there
does,
for quite
yeah.
some time.
I do enjoy this truck. I enjoy the Baldy truck. House built, all that stuff, all house engineered, house designed. From a builder's standpoint, I just enjoy watching this truck get around the racetrack and just seeing the different things that are built around that car.
Easy, Nick. The table just moved.
Yeah, easy.
All right, Mikey Lawrence is in with a 6:35. That puts him currently in 4th position. So ahead of Tracy Poole and just behind Cameron Steele, Josh Daniel there.
Yeah, we sound like a broken record, but Toby Price was absolutely lightning fast. That is a crazy fast time.
Yeah, you wouldn't have found anybody to beat to bet against him in qualifying.
No, absolutely not. Bryce Menzies was, I think all of our picks up here. Obviously, we have quite a few more guys to go, so can't count our eggs or chickens, however the saying goes. But
the chickens haven't hatched quite yet.
None of us can count, let's be honest.
Yeah, we can't count.
Here goes the send. Let's see. Oh, a little sideways there.
Whoa,
Oh, that was
hey,
a little bit sketchy almost.
Yeah. Holy smokes.
Keep
I think
that thing
Tony's
straight
standing right there. Old Browntown's taking photos in that spot. Watch out, Tony.
You might have something else brown after that one.
So he does here on the sand pit, Joe.
All right, Sam Baldy at the halfway point was at a 3:34, and then Tracy Graff with Justin Bean driving is at a 3:20 at the halfway. So that's actually pretty good. That's right on pace with Josh Daniel, who had a 3:19. So he's just behind him with a 3:20 at the halfway point. So Bean on a pretty good run so far.
Yeah, just taking off was Luke McMillan in the 83 truck.
Okay, so they're good to go.
Hoping for a good run for Luke.
We're all counting on you, Luke. You better do something cool.
That's the Baldy entry there. Coming around to finish their lap. Number 82, Sam Baldy.
That lands him in the 5th position as of now with a 6-minute, 39-second lap. Not too shabby.
So this is Justin Bean Smith driving the Tracy Graff entry that's recently been converted to all-wheel drive. It's a Racer Engineering built truck.
Half Racer, half Bean.
Yeah, Racer built it originally as two-wheel drive, right? And Bean made it all-wheel drive?
Yep.
Well, let's see how far they send it here. Looks like he checked up quite a bit there.
That's not the
smart,
Bean. That's not the Bean I know.
Not the Bean I know either.
It's because everybody we know is getting older now. That's the problem. They have kids now, right? I mean, who
It's
would
something to
have
think
kids
about.
and then, you know, you got a few more things to think about.
And he's not driving his own car.
Not driving your own car, yeah.
You know, I joke about, whoa,
that was a little inside there.
You know, I joke about this, but I think there's some truth to it. Is a lot of these guys are having families now and they're slowing down. The guys that are fast, who are they? Pavorti, Toby, Allen. It's kind of single guys. Opdolly.
Yeah.
All these guys that, you know, not to say that they don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, the hesitation isn't there. The second thought.
The second thought isn't there. I think we see that a little bit more. I think maybe they don't want to admit it, but we can see it.
Oh, yeah. I'll admit it. I slow down. I want to get home.
So, for the record,
into 23. Whoa!
Okay, I can explain, everybody. I can explain.
What happened?
What in the Terminator's going on here?
That wasn't Dan McMillan.
Holy Terminator.
So what's going on, Dan? How come your name's on here?
Plot twist, Rob is actually racing for me.
Surprise, surprise.
No, that's just a graphic mistake. No big deal.
So what is you guys are not qualifying today, obviously, right?
We're not qualifying today. Okay. We're doing we're starting the race, and that's it.
You're doing a Robbie Gordon, what he used to do in NASCAR a lot.
Starting park.
Yeah. And the reason for doing that is you want to qualify at the Baja 1000. And if you guys aren't familiar, the rules in order to qualify at the Baja 1000, you have to have raced the prior race. So this is the prior race. So if you want to qualify the Baja 1000, you have to race today. It doesn't say you have to qualify today, it just says you have to race.
So we were fortunate enough to be able to borrow a truck from a good friend, so we were able to just slap some stickers on it and take it down there, and my cousin Andy's going to start the truck for us and park it and go watch the race somewhere.
There you go. All right, so on our times here, we should have a time for Tracy Graff here. Let me try and find
Tracy
it.
Graff at the 6'11".
In fourth position
right now.
Fourth
that's
position.
a good spot.
All right.
6:11.246 for Bean driving the Graff entry.
Are you guys ready for a blue awning jump for sure? Has to.
You would think.
Nick beat me to it. Let's just keep an eye on the 33 right here, because this should be.
Here we go. He's lining it up.
This should be extraordinary.
Oh, he's on the inside. He's got the drive.
Holding second.
Oh, he checked up a little maybe.
They really hug that left side.
Not bad though.
Yeah.
Decent.
Makes me nervous with the people on the other side there.
It was decent. It wasn't to the blue all the way though. The drone was in a little high speed there.
Yeah, carried some good speed though. In that
Welcome
corner.
to the time warp.
There's that corner like you're talking about. You think you're out of it, and then it gets
just
real
tight. Just a little
right
tricky.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See how he's kind of moving that back end a lot.
Yeah, you can see him kind of lose it like a second corner there for a second.
And here's another contender for a top spot, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, Tavo. Tavo's always a madman.
No stranger to speed. Tavo's a legend in the sport. Been around here a long time. again in a Mason all-wheel drive. And here's Luke McMillan.
Luke McMillan's at a 3:15 at the halfway point.
It's pretty good.
That is on pace to be third fastest at the halfway point.
And that's exactly where Luke wants to wind up. He doesn't want to be in that top spot. He wants to be, like I said, he likes the 4, 5, 6 spot. That's where he feels like he's most comfortable race day.
Yep.
Not to be too much pressure from behind and not to be, you know, the leader on course and have to set the pace. He likes to let the race come to him and then let the guys make their own mistakes.
I mean, he's smart. He's won a couple races, so he must be onto something a little bit there.
Yeah, I think he knows what he's doing, so I certainly don't want to doubt his
strategy,
his methodology here.
Yeah.
But looking good so far.
Are we going to get a blue tarp out of this one?
There he goes, right here. Let's see.
I'm going to call blue tarp. I'm going blue tarp.
No,
just shy.
no.
Just shy.
That will be reflected in the Christmas present this year. So far, so good. Coming up to that really tricky turn that Luke's done so many times. Looking good so far, Luke. Good job.
All-wheel drive got to have a big advantage in this corner. Whoa, way inside there. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, good
Look
corner,
at the
though.
speed. He carried a lot of speed through there.
Yeah,
One of the
went
fastest
way outside
turns
and
we've
cut across and went straight to the corner. So far, so good.
Pretty good run. We will be looking for him shortly towards the top of the leaderboard, that's for sure. He's at a 5:47 right now, so he's got a, not going to take Toby Price's time, but he's going to be somewhere in the top there.
Yeah, that's just incredible. Toby with a 5:49.
5:49 is crazy. That's just
impressive.
crazy fast, but we're not surprised. What Toby needs to do is Toby needs to get a ride for the Dakar in a truck. That's what he needs to do. I want to see Toby Price driving a T1 in the Dakar. There's Mike Walser in the 89, another Mason all-wheel drive truck there.
I think at this point it's just best to assume everyone's in a Mason all-wheel drive.
Most of them
unless
in
someone
Mexico
tells you
are,
otherwise.
Right?
Yeah.
Between a Mason and a Herbst, which is now a 1.9 Industries, that's pretty much the two trucks that most of the people are in today. It's looking pretty quick right there.
And there's Rob McCackern in that Jimco all-wheel drive. The GOAT.
Rob Mack, the GOAT.
Smooth as always, Rob. He's just been around these roads his whole life. He just knows what to do, and come race day, he won't be he won't be far from the leaders.
All right, we have a time for Roberto Romo. He's in with a 6:36.489, which is good for the 7th position for Roberto Romo Jr. right now.
And it looks like Luke laid down a 6:04.
Hey,
there you
sitting
go.
in the 3rd spot. Luke's gonna be real happy with that so far.
Luke McMillan, 6:04.337 in the 3rd position right now.
Yeah, good run, Luke and Duncan. And a lot of heavy hitters have already gone so far. We have some on right now.
Yeah,
Mike Walser's out there. Tavo's out there. We still have Alan Impudia,
Rob McCackern,
Christopher Pavorti, Lofton.
Yeah, we got some guys at the back here. I mean, Impudia is the last one on the list, so literally you can't count anybody. You're not going to know until he goes. He could very well take that top spot.
Mm-hmm.
He could also win the long jump contest of the day for sure.
Mm-hmm. Who's currently leading that right now?
Long jump.
Bryce, I think. Right?
I think it might
Yeah,
be
Bryce went pretty darn far.
Bryce went pretty far. He's the farthest we've seen yet. I believe he made it to the second blue tarp, unofficially, from our vantage point. Here we go. We got some in-car camera here, thanks to Starstream. Pretty cool to see. Here's Christopher Polvardi in the 94.
Another short course driver, so this should be exciting.
Yeah, this should be really fast.
We got McCackern's time in at a 6:07, puts him in the number 4 spot.
All right, so Rob Mack in just in front of Cameron Steele, Josh Daniel. So Rob Mack in the 4th spot, 6:07.436.
And I tell you what, if that were to stand right now to Saturday, Luke would be very happy with Rob being right behind him. Luke knows Rob's a pace setter and will stay right behind Luke and won't try to pressure Luke too much. So good run for Rob.
I don't know. I seem to remember an incident at the Mint one year when Luke was up there in the front and Rob McCackern came up behind him.
That was a calculated error.
Yeah. Next thing you know, Luke wasn't going a different direction and his car stopped.
And that may have been the end of our lap race career after that race.
But Rob did stop, helped him back in the truck, right, or something, or he helped Rob.
Rob and Caden did get out, help Luke pull over. Luke told Rob, "Go win the race."
Oh no! Look at that!
Oh no! Tavo spun out there. Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
What is that noise we have going on here?
We did have Albert's for lunch, so that could be.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Was that after? Was that after he just
That was
spun out?
after the
Even?
jump.
Bobbed that corner.
Man.
Making up some ground here.
We have some construction going on in the building here. It sounds like.
Yeah.
We're just gonna blame the construction.
Yeah. Who do we got next door to us? We know who's back there.
Tavo got
right,
really
so
close to
Tavo
that ledge, but looking really good so
spun
far
out.
after that spin out.
Well, we saw last year. We saw Toby Price spin out, and he still won. So can't count out anybody yet. And Tavo just got the long jump, or tied it pretty close with Bryce there. So.
And Tavo's split time was at 3:19, so he was on
right
pace
there
to have a real quick one.
Yeah, I mean Toby was a 3:09, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. He's definitely not going to take the top spot, I don't think, but he can still get top 5.
Number 27 entry of Jonathan Brenthal. I'm assuming this one's all-wheel drive?
I don't know. They kind of race different trucks every once in a
Yeah.
while, but I think they've been mostly racing the all-wheel drive truck lately, so I would assume you're probably correct with that, and that's the all-wheel drive truck.
Ooh. With the spin out, we got Tavo in the number 7 spot with a 6-minute,
7.
15 seconds.
6:15.379 for Tavo and number 7. So that spin out definitely cost him a bit. It may have cost him 1 spot with Tracy Graff, maybe 2 with Cameron, but it's hard to tell. It really didn't cost him too many seconds.
It's tough to tell because you lose so much speed coming into the spin out, and you lose momentum leaving the spin out and the spin out itself. So I think it may be more than a couple seconds. I think he probably lost close to 5 to 7, maybe 10 seconds on doing something like that.
Yeah, so definitely cost him a few.
Absolutely,
positions.
I think it cost him 3 or 4 spots.
Oh, good setup there.
Mike Walser there in the number 89. Now, Mike's been getting faster every race. I mean, he's actually been fast since he started racing. He's never been slow, but I think he gets a little quicker every race.
Yeah, I know the guy that really puts in the time and the effort and trying to put together the best program. He pre-runs in a trophy truck, so he practices the speed for race day, and it certainly shows. He's been having some good races lately.
Yeah. So he's coming into that hairpin turn.
If our drone can find its way. Getting a little seasick here.
Yeah. Just take your Dramamine.
Here comes Mike here.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, so we should have time for him in a second once he comes around that final left up here. Let's see where he comes in at. Then out on course, we got Polvardi right now, and then Brenthal, and then Lofton is going to be next.
And Polvardi with a 313 at the halfway point.
Oh no!
Oh, Mike with a wide turn.
Oh,
where is he going? Oh, and they cut away.
Another one that could take that top spot here is the number 41 entry of Justin Lofton. Another Mason all-wheel drive truck.
All right, Mike Walser's in with a 6:14. It is good enough for the 7th position, just in front of Tavo Vadosola. But right behind Tracy Graff and Bean in the number 58.
Yeah, 2 guys making some mistakes there, sitting right next to each other for race day.
Yeah, neither one of them are very happy right now. So Christopher Polvardi, you can see him coming through right here. He is on it.
God.
Yeah,
He is
looking really good.
Fast. He is looking short course right now, throwing it around those turns like that.
This could be a podium run here. Maybe knock off Bryce.
I think he's going to be on the podium if he can keep it clean for sure. The question is anybody going to top Toby Price right now?
Oh, maybe another spin out? No, he held it. Wow, he looked really...
Let's see how far he goes.
Looked awfully horizontal there.
Will he make the downside?
Oh, that was pretty far. That was about the same. I think him, Bryce, and Tavo are all really close to about the same distance on the jump. We're going to need an official measurement before we can declare a winner on that.
Seems the fast guys have got that corner quite figured out, where you dip that inside tire there on the inner part of that lip and let it kind of pull you around.
Well, a lot of these guys have done this quite a few times, right? Because you said the last couple of races you guys have run that corner.
This is the outbound section of the race course when we leave the start, and even coming in, we do these jumps going
backwards
each direction. Yeah.
And the same is going to be true tomorrow. This is the same for tomorrow. So we're just waiting on Polvardi to see his time. Should be somewhere up towards the top here.
Bet we got.
I suspect he's 2 or 3.
Yeah, there it is.
Number 2, 5:54.459.
Wow. And just gets Bryce by about 4/100ths of a second.
Yes, 4/100ths of a second. Still 6 seconds behind Toby Price. Toby Price just like earlier, he in the spec truck just laid down a heater.
Alan Apudia says not so fast. Here comes Alan in the number 10. Again, a Mason all-wheel drive.
Alan says, let me show you a stunt. Let me do something
In
cool.
Spanish.
Translated.
All right, so that is our final trophy truck that we had on our list off the line. We'll see if anybody else starts. Next is going to be the Trophy Truck Legends, and it should be David Payne. But right now, looking down our top 10 leaderboard, we got Toby Price, like we said, in first place, Bryce Menzies in second, Luke McMillan in third. Actually, that just changed.
We got a change
Christopher
there.
Polvardi. There you go. Christopher Polvardi in second, Bryce Menzies in third, Luke McMillan fourth, Rob McCacker fifth, Cameron Steele, Josh Daniel sixth, Tracy Graff, Justin Bean Smith 7th, Mike Walser 8th, Tavo 9th, and Mikey Lawrence 10th.
And do you see a pattern at all? All-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, all-wheel drive.
I think all these, was that
They're
the top
all
10
all-wheel drives.
all-wheel drive? They were, right?
Where's the
Mikey Lawrence is the first two-wheel drive, right? In 10th position.
That's not so bad.
Once Alan goes, we'll see where that ends up.
Yeah,
But
true. Yeah, that will probably be bouncing down in a minute here if Alan has a clean run.
It looks like we might have the
Where's Justin
63
Loft?
entry of Ruben Torres to go before the Legends take off. I thought I saw that red Nissan-bodied truck staged down there.
Okay. Do they have a right rear flat? Or kind of looks weird. Going kind of slow.
that's not nice.
Well, they got something going on. I mean, that was clearly slow right there.
Yeah, something's going on there. It's hard to tell if it's the all-wheel drive truck or not. Usually it says all-wheel drive on the fender.
Yeah. Well, we got air in all the tires there on that one.
Yeah. Something weird is going on with it, though. They slowed down quite a bit. Slowing down quite a bit again.
For everyone at home, you can't see, but we're squinting at the TV trying to find any sort of defect here with the vehicle. Here's a 61L, David Payne, and they.
Is it though?
That is not David Payne. That's correction. That's Ruben Torres
There
in
it
a
is.
Mason all-wheel drive.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so that's the one that we didn't know what happened to him earlier.
Maybe had an issue on the practice lap and figured it out and went to the back.
All right, so let's see. Polvardi's in. The Brenthal truck we just saw will be the next time that we get once they
Oh,
finish.
Lofton. Oh!
Almost spun it all the way around.
That would have been not a good spot to spin out.
No, that was a tough spot to put in reverse right there, too.
Yeah, good save, Justin.
Derek is yelling at him right now for that one.
Put it in reverse, Terry.
Or was that Mike Kim?
Mike Kim, I believe, is riding with Christopher Pavordi. This
you're
might
right
be
on.
Derek. Yeah, Derek
is Derek?
Balkunas.
Yeah, Derek.
Or Jack. Jack Turpin.
So now, how important, Dan, are the star links on the trucks these days? Did it seem to help out a lot with communicating and collecting data and all that stuff?
You know,
'Cause it seems to be a pretty common trend on all these things.
We put the Starlings on our pre-runners, and we use them all the time for communication. And you know, when we're out there for hours on end, we were able to text our families back at home and get updates on the race courses and stuff from Score. So they've been super helpful on the pre-runners. We have not raced with them yet. Luke's actually running a Starlink for the first time at this race. Of course, my truck will have it on for the 1,000, but as the technology progresses and we can do more with it, I think you'll be able to do onboard diagnostics and make changes to the truck as they go.
Sure.
Yeah, you can do engine management and stuff like that.
You can do engine management. You can basically have someone back at home watching your truck, watching the vitals of the truck, and let you just focus on the race course and let guys like Duncan and Rogelio kind of call the notes and not worry about looking at Motec dashes and stuff.
Sure.
All right, Jonathan Brett. Oh, sorry, I thought you were done.
No, it's all good. But I think there's a huge advantage to just having Starlinks on the truck. You can just basically have full contact with the truck and even monitor the truck's vitals.
Gotcha. Definitely, and you can watch the other people's times, right? Your split times.
Right.
You can have an iPad in there and be looking at this exact same thing that we're looking at during the race and see who's where and what the splits are.
Yeah, and with more people doing the live stream on their trucks, you can have people at home texting you in the truck, hey, I'm watching, Alan's onboard camera. I'm watching Bryce's live feed. He's having issues. He's having heating issues. Another thing, too, about the live stream is you can almost eliminate radios because your crew can watch your live stream from the chase truck hooked up to audio and listen to everything you're even talking about in the truck. Or you can even say, hey, Max, the truck's running kind of funny. Can you look at this on the Motec or look at this on the computer?
And Pooty is looking really fast, like Polvardi was through there, right?
Yep.
He's looking pretty good. We did have
This
a
is a good time.
Jonathan Brenthal came in with a 6:47.
I'm going to just call it now. This is going to be our jump record.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to bet against you on that.
I'll put my eggs in that basket.
There we go. Let's see.
All
Does he
right.
make it past? Oh, that's pretty fast. 'cause
Grabbing
you go too
gears?
wide.
We're grabbing gears. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh,
Oh,
he's
we're
still
grabbing
carrying.
gears, boys.
Oh yeah.
Hey, all right.
All about the same.
Gosh,
right?
I don't know.
It's
That
almost
might-
like that's the max, right?
That might
they all
be
have
all
the
the
same type of truck.
That might be all the jump yield.
It looked like Bryce almost burped the jump a little bit more, and it looked like he kind of carried more air.
Yeah.
More distance, but all real close.
All right, so we're waiting on Justin Lofton to finish. He should be done any second now, or he is. 6:16 for Justin Lofton, top 10. There you go. So all-wheel drive now. Justin Lofton into the 10th position.
That's got to be a great feeling there for the Mason brothers with all those trucks of theirs running up front.
There's Zampudia coming into that final corner. Is that the final corner?
Yep.
And also good to see Jimco putting their name up there too, with Rob McCacken driving that Jimco all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Jimco
Rob Mack in 5th place.
Jimco getting into the all-wheel drive game.
Very impressive.
And Alan Pudia with a
4th. He took your spot, Dan.
Good job, Alan. Alan's a good guy. I'll let him have it.
He has a 5:59, so 10 seconds off of first place. He's going to be right behind Bryce Menzies. He's about 6 seconds, about 5 seconds behind Bryce Menzies, and he's right in front of Luke McMillan.
Yeah, I think Luke's going to be real happy with that spot. That's
I think
exactly
Luke
where he wanted to be.
Would rather have Ampudia right in front of him than right behind him, probably.
Absolutely. I think Luke's looking at this right now, and I think he's thinking he loves this because he knows Rob. Rob and Luke are obviously teammates for the Baja 1000. Rob's not going to do anything dumb behind Luke, and he'll just kind of hang right behind Luke because he knows Luke knows the pace. Luke, if he can just stay within striking distance of Alan, he knows he's having a good day.
Yeah, and Pudia's not going to hold him up, which is good, yeah. So this is Ruben Torres, our final car in the trophy truck class on course, and then we're going to have our trophy truck legends, of course. We have some of them on course as well.
And Ruben's no slouch. He's very, very fast in this truck, so he could sneak in that top 10 as well. That truck sounds really good too, if you ever heard it in person.
Well, it's because it's a Nissan.
Right. It's VQ35.
It sounds different.
It's a 6-cylinder.
Yeah.
It's the same engine out of the 350Z. You'll see at your local takeovers in the intersections.
Gotcha.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. All right, so the 63 on course.
That's a nice setup there.
He had a 338 at the halfway point. Ooh. So not super fast.
But does he redeem himself on the jump?
Pretty good.
Decent.
Pretty good.
Not bad.
Pretty good.
Looking down the list, I don't think we're going to have, the only other person I could see maybe send that jump, well, we got two. We got the Gustavo Odosla entry with Ricky Johnson driving it. He's going to go pretty fast. And then we have Tim Herbst, who has recently moved for the first time into the Legends class. So we have the 19L coming up. And if Pat Dean is driving that, we could definitely, and he is driving it, we could definitely see that truck send it off of that jump.
Very much so.
And here is that truck we were talking about. This is Ricky Johnson driving the 21L of Gustavo Vildosla, father of Tavo. We call him Gus Sr. and Tavo, but their names are Gustavo. Tomato, tomato.
Same thing. Same trucks. All right, so we should be getting a time for the last truck.
We got it there.
I think we just did, right? Where'd he go?
Ruben Torres in the number 12 spot with a 6-minute 33.362.
All right.
So now looking here at these times, it looks like Trey Gibbs would have landed himself just outside of the top 10. He would have been the 12th vehicle overall. Impressive for a spec truck.
Spec truck is in 12th right now?
It would be. I think that's how it's breaking down.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That was almost really bad.
No pun intended, that would have been painful.
Yes.
David Payne there, the 61L.
That would have been very painful.
We got it. We got that one.
These guys are all the monster truck guys, so they might have just gone for it and just gone right through that ditch. Sure. They don't care. They just floor it, right? This is actually a pretty stacked car. If you look, you got David Payne, you got Damon Bradshaw, you got Cam McQueen, Liam O'Donnell. Like these are some good names in here. Any monster truck fans out there know all those names I just read off. Pretty cool team. They've been racing.
Oh, you're not joking. Those are actually monster truck drivers?
Yeah, they are. No, legitimate Monster Jam guys.
If you hit the gas twice, it does a backflip.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
They've been racing, I think, the last year or two, maybe two together in this car. I talked to Liam, and they're having a lot of fun out here. They really like doing the desert racing stuff.
I didn't take you guys for monster truck guys.
I have children, Dan.
I was just about to say, you got kids. I'm sure you know who.
We watch a lot of monster trucks. I know a lot of those monster truck guys pay close attention to what we got going on too. You talk to some of those dudes, the Andersons and that whole crowd, and the Tyler Meninga and all that. And even Brandon Arthur now is driving monster trucks, which was pretty cool. He was great in the desert and great in short course. It's definitely a cool thing. I mean, you think your kids think you're cool for driving trophy trucks? Could you imagine if we were driving Gravedigger? No. We'd be
The other difference would be you guys would actually be making money instead of spending money.
Very true.
Thanks, Fish.
Yeah, no
Thanks,
problem.
man.
Just wanted to point that out.
Can we go to commercial?
I'm gonna go home now.
We gotta beat up Fish real quick.
And we're back. Dan and Nick only don't know where Fish went. I get the earpiece now.
Yeah.
Welcome back to qualifying. Monster trucks aren't that cool.
For the record.
So the Tim Herbst entry looked like that was them off the line a minute ago, right? But
yes,
I did not see the 37L or the 53L go off. Did I miss them?
No, I don't believe you did. We were watching, unless we missed it.
They might not be qualifying because here on my
they were on
list,
our list here, but not on the
screen.
They're not on the other list. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've got Clay Lawrence, Gus Sr., Tim Herbst.
The 37L usually does qualify though, so it's kind of interesting that they're not qualifying.
Right.
Because usually the other Rick Johnson drives that one with his son Ricky Johnson, not related to the Ricky Johnson that's on the course right now.
Mm. Yeah, there's 2 Rick Johnsons in our sport of off-road racing.
Well, there's 3.
There's 3.
We got Barstow Rick too, or you got Barstow, you got Oak Hills Rick Johnson, the Agave Hotel.
Just got a text. Going to give a shout out to my sister Macy who's watching at home.
Hey.
Hey, Mace.
That's the 85L right there.
She's probably got it on mute. She doesn't listen to you talk anymore.
She's just
that is Larry Rossler driving right there. Guy that knows a little bit about Baja.
That might be Larry Rossler.
Whoa!
That
blew short by the two-wheel drive.
Did he just break the record?
It looks pretty good.
That was pretty good. Look at old Larry there. He's got a little bit of pep left in that step, huh?
You know, I mentioned earlier the all-wheel drive trucks don't really float as much because of the weight and the front tire. Maybe the two-wheel drives.
Here we go.
Maybe the two-wheel drives were a better pick for the jump.
Maybe.
Well, I want to see the 19L off the jump because that's the one I think if anybody's going to break it, it's going to be 19L. Especially just seeing what that two-wheel drive did right there.
Yep. Especially the Dean behind the wheel.
The Dean, exactly.
Deans are wild.
Deans are crazy.
They still choose to race buggies.
Sometimes when they have to.
It's gnarly.
All right, we have a time for David Payne in the 61L. We got a 7:15 for the 61L. So then Clay Lawrence, the 85L, will be our next finisher. And then we've only got a couple people left on the track, and I think that's it. I think the 19 is the last one, because I haven't seen another one start on here. We had the 67L on our list as qualifying, but I don't see them as ever taking the start today.
Well, no surprise here. This will be your first legend off the line. This is Ricky Johnson in that Vildosla Mason all-wheel drive trophy truck.
I forget, are they combining this race or no? The legends with the trophy truck?
You know,
I always
don't
get confused.
Hey, that was a good one.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That's another topic that is interesting, is if they're different classes, they should be separated, but we mix them. That really awkward turn.
And there are no more cars at the start, we're being told, so it does look like the last car on course is going to be the 19L today.
Do we have any Class 1s qualifying today?
No, the Class 1 guys, they don't want to qualify. They could if they wanted to, but none of them ever do.
Gotcha.
I'm just excited to see the 19L hit the big old jump.
Hopefully we
That's
get
what
a view of it.
all waiting for here.
So that's the last turn right there for the 1L, the Gustavo Vidosla Sr. entry with Ricky Johnson driving it.
That looks to be like a tough corner there, that trying to get through all that silt. The outside's blown out, the inside looks like a little rutted. Trying to decide whether you're going to woe it up and hug it tight or let it float all the way out.
All right, there we go. The 1L is in with a 6:07, so 7th position for the 1L.
There you go.
So 6:07.
All right, we'll follow this one all the way in here. Here's the 19L.
And the 85L is in with a 6:51, so 19th place for the 85L.
I'm not sure why the Herbst went with 19L for this race.
I believe they're going to start racing in that class the rest of the time, I believe. That's why they went there.
Interesting.
Carbon looks cool.
So James Dean is not driving it this race, which he would not have been eligible to drive in the Legends class because you have to be 50 years or older to drive in it. But it is interesting that they've moved to the Legends class. So So let's see, are we going to get to see a new record be broken on the last run of the day here? Remember
I
earlier,
sure hope so.
in the spec truck, the last run of the day was the fastest time of the day. Are we going to see the biggest jump of the day right here?
Well, we thought the first guy off the line, Bryce Menzies, was the furthest jump. Why not be the last guy?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Why not end with a bang?
That's it.
Go big or go home, right? Let's see, coming in, is he set it up? How's he setting it up?
He's going to come up and around the
Is he going to be way wide left, or is he going to be down the middle?
Oh, yeah, we're good.
He's pretty good. He's got
get
some speed. Can he get the traction?
Houston, we are clear for launch. Send it home, Happy.
Oh, we woed it
Oh,
up.
that was a disappointing end right
Folks
there.
at home, we deeply apologize from here.
I can't believe we
That
sold
was,
tickets to this.
Yeah, well.
How are we going to manage the refunds?
Well, the last time the 19
Air
was
show
qualified, it wasn't so good, so I think they're just keeping it conservative
That's true.
this
Roof
time.
is straight on this one. This
Yeah.
is so far.
Yeah.
We still got a few turns to go.
Couple turns left.
I think this jump looks like it boots you almost better than the previous.
That one right there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen some of those guys land past the tires, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's almost sketchy because that's a pretty big washout little
Yeah,
thing right there, huh? That one too. That's actually,
That's starting to get dug out pretty well.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, now this corner looks, like I said, looks a little difficult just because there's multiple options here, and if you float out in the fluff, it kind of looks like it ruins your day.
And you're going to be right back here on
Good
Saturday
corner
because this
there.
is the same race course on Saturday for the start and the finish of the race. All right, well, that is going to be our final fire today.
Oh,
they are
nice.
in the 18th position with a 644, so 644.443 for the 19L. And that is going to conclude our qualifying today.
I think that was the first qualifying that didn't have anybody on their roof.
I know we don't want to jinx it, but that actually went really good.
Like super good.
That went really fast.
What we're
Good
gonna
job,
do
drivers.
is we're gonna rack the qualifying times here for you guys. We're gonna work on a top 10 list. We're gonna take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will have the final results for you guys. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a minute.
The ultimate adventure tool, with all the storage to hold even more adventure tools. The all-new, adventure-ready Bronco Sport.
We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Over 25 years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. KingShocks, the leader in off-road shock technology.
got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound group up.
At 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good, little driver, straight on through.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are here with the Method Race Wheels Score Baja 400 qualifying presented by VP Racing Fuels. I'm Austin Fishfarner, and I was joined today by Dan McMillan and Nick Eisenhower. We had some fun bringing you guys the coverage from down in Baja there today. We saw the trophy truck specs go off a little earlier. They qualified. Then we just witnessed the trophy trucks and the trophy truck legends go off. Wasn't too much craziness that happened, right?
No.
Pretty straightforward runs. We did see a couple people get a little squirrely, but nobody crashed. We didn't see any issues with any trucks, really. Kevin Thompson had a little bit of a, he got off the course for a minute, mechanical something. He was able to finish. So overall, really good qualifying run. What did you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I hate to use the word boring, but boring. Like nothing wild to talk about. Like just some good, smooth driving. A lot of tight times there at the top. The top 5 guys are pretty tight with each other, and it's going to make for some really, really good racing.
Here's one of the squirrelier moments right here. This is Mike Walser coming into the final turn. This is the final left on the course. He came in a little hot, hit the berm, went up over the berm, went a little wide outside, but luckily he was able to get back on course and didn't really cost himself too much time, maybe a couple seconds there.
Still landed within the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the crazier moments we saw throughout the day. We believe that Bryce Menzies may have won the long jump contest, but we did have competition at the end there from the two-wheel drive, right?
Yeah, we're not sure. It looked like it was really, really close.
Larry
Rosler looked like he actually sent it pretty well, and when he was racing with Luke, he would send it a lot. In the Roberto Romo's truck, or Luke's old two-wheel drive. So looked like Larry actually might have got the long jump competition there.
All right, well, here we go. This is our unofficial results. They just got to be verified, make sure anyone didn't do anything crazy, check the timers, all that stuff. So Toby Price, once again, took that top spot. Last year, he did the same thing. He smoked everybody by 8 seconds last year. This year, he slowed down a little bit. He only smoked everybody by 5 seconds. And then look at how close it was between Christopher Polvardi and Bryce Menzies in the 2 and 3 spot. There were 4 tenths of a second from each other. That's one little blip of the throttle, right? That is really close racing there.
Yep.
Alan Impudia in the 4th spot, Luke McMillan in the 5th spot, Rob McCachran, 6, Cameron Steele with Josh Daniel drove today in the number 7 spot, Tracy Graff with Justin Bean Smith drove in the 8th spot, Mike Walser 9th, and Tavo Vidosala 10. Now what do we see out of all those cars? What do they all have in common?
Mason all-wheel drives. Oh, take that back. They're all-wheel drives.
All-wheel drives,
and we got Rob Mack in the Jimco in the middle there. And then we got Tracy Graff in the Racer/Bean converted all-wheel drive truck.
And you got Cameron Steele in the Geyser.
And Cameron Steele and Josh Daniel in the Geyser. So a little bit of a mix up there in the different kind of builders, but they're all drive trucks, as we thought it would be.
Yeah, no surprise there.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for our qualifying today. That's everybody that was set to go. Everybody had a good day. Glad to see everyone have a pretty good run. And here's the schedule for the rest of the week. So Tech and Contingency is on Friday. It will be live streamed right here on the Score channel starting at 8 a.m. The Moto race start is on Saturday at 5 a.m. and the four-wheel race start is Saturday at 9 a.m. And then the finish of the motorcycles is estimated to be around 2, but that'll just be during the regular broadcast. So who knows when that'll be. It could be 12, it could be 4 o'clock. So that's the schedule for the rest of the week. And we have we'll show you a map of the Baja race, actually, I'm told. Maybe.
Of the what?
Maybe not.
Look at that course and see what the world's best desert racers will be facing. At a total distance of 425 miles, the racers will start in downtown Ensenada. The course runs in a counterclockwise direction out of and back to the start-finish line in Ensenada. Our drivers will begin their contest by heading out towards Ojos Negros. They will climb towards the mountains of the Yurupan Ejido. Then take Federal Highway number 1 until reaching Santo Tomas for an area of high-speed roads, as well as the beach of Punta Cabras and the Ejido Erendira. Just before the racers hit race mile 136, we have the BF Goodrich Pit 1. The drivers continue south until they go around the Punta Colonet, returning by the highway to Llano, Colorado. We hit some elevated terrain as our vehicles head up the road to La Calentura, Los Llanitos, Valle de la Trinidad, up to Leandro Valle, and exit by the access road to the Mike Sky Ranch. The racers reach checkpoint 2 near San Matias and BFG Pit 2 before race mile 289. The race will go on part of Federal Highway number 3 to go up to the famous area of the Goat Trail. Then, following the route, our competitors will travel through the Ejido Jamao, the Ejido Santa Catarina, and then they will take a new highway at kilometer 78 for a short speed zone. The racers make the final push going into Cerro Colorado, the stream of El Mezcal, all the way through Ojos Negros and Rancho Nelson, and back to Boulevard Costero in the heart of Ensenada.
And there you have it.
That is the race on Saturday.
That's where they're going.
Yep, that's what we're going to do.
Yep.
So that wraps it up for us here today. I would like to say a big thank you to Dan McMillan for being his first time on camera. I was just checking the reviews. They said you did better than Tom Brady did. So, I mean, that's, that's
no surprise there?
Good. Yeah, no surprise there. Did you have fun?
I had a great time. Yeah, thanks for having me on, and thank you, Score, for letting me come and crash the party.
What's more fun, though, doing this or driving the truck around there?
This is a lot less stressful. But driving the truck is a lot more fun. I wish I was down there supporting on the team and whatnot, but got a baby girl at home now, so very, very excited to go home to her, and great to be here.
Awesome. All right, and then we got Nick Eisenhower over there, who's always fun to have on here, always does a good job. So thanks again to Nick for coming today, and we had some fun, right? All right, well, that wraps it up from us here. Tune back in for Contingency on Friday, and that's the next time we'll see you guys.
The ultimate adventure tool, with all the storage to hold even more adventure tools. The all-new, adventure-ready Bronco Sport.
We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
You ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah, I got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound group up.
At 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good little driver, straight on through.
Of off-road racing dominance, proprietary patented race technology, proudly made in the USA, unparalleled customer service and support, the choice of champions, KingOffRoadShocks, the leader in off-road shock technology.
The ultimate adventure tool, with all the storage to hold even more adventure tools. The all-new, adventure-ready Bronco Sport.
We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks, the leader in off-road shock technology.
The finishing touches of any off-road vehicle are the things you add to make it your own. That's why we've developed a full collection of over 70 Polaris-engineered accessories specifically designed for Pro R. Polaris. Think outside.
I got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound group up.
At 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good, little driver, straight on through.
Welcome to Baja, California. Our unique blend of cultures, cuisines, and historical influences create surprising combinations and unexpected delights around every corner. We welcome you with the most revolutionary cuisine in Mexico, complete with a sky full of magical sunsets. Welcome to the million-star hotels. If you're looking for something astonishing, we hold the most important wine regions in all of Mexico, next to the best tacos in the world. Welcome to our own revolutionary and delicious version of Chinese food. Here, the sublimely unexpected is our norm. It's our pleasure to welcome you to our beautiful state, Baja California, where everyone is always welcome.